Hey, so how are you? It's Kathy Hampton from Wellside Retreats, coming to you with another video. And yeah, I'm from Wellside Retreats, and Wellside Retreats is a transformational destination retreat and life coaching service. I provide assistance and I help Black women move away from what no longer serves them and what will move them toward something better in their lives if they choose to do the work. So I'm a transformational life coach, and today I want to talk to you about basically living a creative and freelance contract life. Um, Before I get started with the topic, though, um, I want to encourage anyone who's watching and hasn't seen this channel before to do me a favor, like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so that you're reminded or given notice when I upload another video. And what I talk about on this channel has to do with body, mind, and spirit wellness. And excuse me, the phone is beeping. Um, and so, if that is something that you're interested in wellness, some people call it mindset. But I talk about transformational change, change that has an impact on on one's well-being right at the moment before it changes. So if you were, say, stuck today and can't make decisions, are feeling a certain emotion for a long period of time, um, and need some assistance and accountability, or you need references, resources, motivation, I'm the person to help you. However, I do recommend that if you are experiencing long periods of anxiety, depression, what feels dis-ease, that you speak with a therapist. I am not a therapist and cannot provide therapy to anyone. I'm not licensed to do that, don't have the education or the experience to do that, but I can coach you. I can assist in your movement to a better place. So if this is something that you want to hear, various topics around wellness and wellness in different aspects of one's life, um, then do me a favor and like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. So today's topic is living a creative and freelance life, or contract life, or just living a life where you are not working for someone, or I am not working for someone other than myself. And the reason I want to share this with you today is because it's been a year and over 2 months, shy of 3 months, that I quit my corporate job, which was based in New York City. But I was actually no longer in New York City when I quit the job. I was in Atlanta, and I quit my job because it was the best thing for me to do for my wellness, my body, my spirit, especially, and my body, mind, and spirit. It was really all of those things that I needed to do for myself, and I was in a good position to do so. I had taken a 3 month sabbatical in Portugal and came back, and actually I had not taken the sabbatical. I was Wow. I had taken a 3-week vacation in Mexico and was planning for a sabbatical. But before doing that, I decided I was going to be among the the workforce that actually left their workplace. And I decided that I was going to become a contractor, find work on my own, and then to build up my business and create something for myself to be able to sustain myself. And so that's when I talk about creativity, I talk about having an imagination to build something, to create something, to put pieces together so that I could sustain myself in working, and getting income. And so, um, yeah, I've been now a freelancer and working on my small business, and income streams for a year and almost 3 months. And the reason why I really wanted to talk about this is because people are asking me, "How are you doing?" They're wondering, how I'm sustaining myself and where I am right now. And I want to let people know that this is a lifestyle that I actually dreamt of doing and desired to do it for a number of years. Something that I journaled about, and I'll talk about journaling later because I'm a proponent of the practice of journaling as an affirmational practice, wellness practice. And whatever I put down in my journals as affirmations, or I write about, I envision, they come to be. And so this type of lifestyle that I wanted for many years has finally come to be. And I am actually doing the work that I love. I'm also doing the work in which I've been trained to do. I've been I went to school to do, and I'm doing a part of that. But I'm also building something of my own. I am writing, because I want to write many books, and have a little more time to do that right now. And later on, I will have more. When I say later on, within the next months and years, we'll have more time to write and publish books that I hope they are bestsellers. That's what I would love to do, is to have people read what I have to say, just as I am, speaking to you about. I hope that people can understand and take in the information that I provide on this YouTube channel. So I am doing well right now in this space where I can create, I can spend a little time, more time, with elbow room, um, taking care of myself. I'm not rushing a lot. I'm off that hamster wheel. My day doesn't look the same each day. You know, I am doing well as can be financially. I, um, you know, decided that um, I have to work, and because I'm new to this, it's only been a year, over a year, that that I was going to keep contracting services, my services, in the field that I am accustomed to, and build up the business that I'm working on. And I've been doing pretty well, holding myself afloat. I pay rent. I'm paying my bills. I'm not destitute. I'm not struggling, because I'm doing the work and it's enjoyable, because what I see is the fruits of my labor, And I'm not stressed about, I'm not stressed because I'm not working in toxic environments. You know, when I was working in the field that I worked in the legal industry, where I have worked for law firms for over 30 years, and large firms mostly, big, 500, what they call the law AM, 100, the top 100, or the top 50. I've worked for those firms, and there's a lot of pressure in those law firms. They're trying to produce billable hours. They are trying to get everything they can for their client. They're trying to provide a service that uh, can be very technical and intricate, and in a professional manner. And I was within that pressure cooker for 30 years. And the toxicity, whether it be the pace or whether it be the competitiveness, and I didn't necessarily practice. I wasn't a practicing attorney. I am a non-traditional lawyer in that I provided legal research and still do provide legal research, and have been in management. And there's a price tag that that is on you to produce and to do things quick and in a hurry. And with all of that toxic juices, those toxic juices, one starts to become um, uh, diseased. Not, not, it's not easy. It's not easy on your system. It is difficult work. And I'm not the only one who's experienced corporate toxicity. It happens every day. But then I'm an African American, or I'm a Black woman dealing in these spaces that you're either marginalized, discriminated against, and you feel the brunt of, or you're, as I said, marginalized. You're just ignored. No one hears you. It feels that way. It has felt that way. Not every place, but quite often that happens. And it at one time I thought it was my imagination, but no, it was not my imagination. There are plenty of people who have felt this way in the corporate environment. So in order to for me to what I decided to do is I chose myself. I decided to choose wellness for myself and to do something that required faith in myself to get out of the pressure cooker. So I did leave um, after, many years of working in this, and I'm so happy that I did. And what's the difference? My freedom. That's what it feels like. It feels it's freeing to me. It has always I always wondered what it would feel like to take a walk in the middle of the day, more than just my hour lunch break, but to be able to, as a friend would say, run some errands in the middle of the day. That would be so good. When you're on a 9 to 5 or a 1 to 9, which I worked at one point, 1 p.m. to 9 p.m., or whatever your schedule is, and it was set. It was set. Um, you're not there's you can't juggle a schedule because you're working as a part of a system that is set. And so once I jumped off of that hamster wheel, it felt lighter. I have elbow room, and especially now I'm working remotely. We know the people walk around during the day wearing their pajamas. Um, if not wearing their pajamas, wearing pajama bottoms and a nice blouse and a sweater. Hmm. Yeah. So that feels good to me. When you have a meeting, just make up your face or put on a lipstick or maybe even not. You just look presentable. But having to, get out in the morning and commute to work, uh, going in and coming back, that's time. And I think that we are finding that many of us have had to do all of that with having families, having relationships, having parents that some people have to care for, all doing this, um, and still being, well, fit, happy. Not many of us have been. And there are still many people who are working um, around the clock, so to speak. Because, see, when you work a 9 to 5 and you have a family and you come home, there's still work to do. There's, you know, uh, children to feed, homework that has to be done, dance lessons or lacrosse practice. There's tutoring, maybe, that one has to take their child to. There are board meetings, parent teacher meetings. There's life going on after 5 o'clock, and usually it's like 6 o'clock. There's built-in schedules for all of this stuff, and over the years, it can take a toll on people. I'm not saying that everyone should, take the big leap and leave their job, especially if it's something that you love or you don't find a problem with. But what I am saying is that there are alternatives. And I'm fortunate enough to say that it has been agreeable for me. And what I would say to anyone considering living what I call a creative life, creating work for yourself, sustainability for yourself, is to write it down, write out a plan, write out a plan, and know that there are various resources for you to do that. I'm going to put in the description box links um, to some resources, some other YouTubers, some other coaches who believe in being blissful. Rashida Dow, about taking a career break. Stephanie Perry, who talks about sabbaticals. Um, and most recently, the Exodus Summit, which I am a community member of, a virtual community member of, had a summit that that was based on making money so that you could move abroad. And there were resources there. There's also, a lot of people who are working, who have stopped commuting, quit commuting. There's a woman by the name of Libryia Jones who um, basically provides resources for anyone who wants to work remotely and to stop commuting. I commuted off and on for just about those 30 years. I commuted from, let's see, Baltimore to Washington, D.C. Um, let's see, New Jersey to New York, um, Pennsylvania to New Jersey, Pennsylvania to New York. Um, this is, commuting means going and coming back home with 2 children, 3 children at one time, a dog, a husband, and also had to attend parent-teacher meetings, also had to um, work at a township elected office at one point, getting to those meetings on Wednesday evenings. So, there are plenty of resources that will be in the box. When I think about all of these things, the things that I've done over my work life, there was never really any balance, and I don't believe in work-life balance. There's no balance. There's harmony. Yeah, harmony means like an ebb and flow. If you think about music, music, has different pieces coming in and making it harmonious. So it doesn't sound the same, but the tones variate. I'm not a musician. I'm just saying that harmony is pleasant and pleasing, ebbs and flows, but it's not balanced, because being balanced would require you to be a little stiff. Bridges bend and move and bend in a harmonious way. If they were, balanced and stayed straight, they would break. So life, it needs to have a harmonious ebb and flow to it, and that's what I wish for anyone who is experiencing this exhaustion, this dis-ease, this um, unhappiness, um, discrimination, marginalization, um, toxicity. Anyone who's experienced that on a long-term basis really needs to consider um, doing something different and doing it sustainably and getting serious about what they want for themselves. I ask people when doing a clarity call with me, to consider a few things. And it's important that you consider a few things. It's a simple question. Um, Basically, is what do you want? What do you want for yourself in the next, you know, year or so? Because, really what spurred this lifestyle on, besides me writing for it and before it came to be, me manifesting it or it coming to me, was the fact that I realized during the Great Reset, is my word for the pandemic, the Great Reset. During the Reset, I thought about quite a bit. We all have, we all did, we all are, is that life is not promised to us. And, one day you hear a family member and or friend is here, you've spoken with them, but the next day they're gone. And that has happened to me. And that happened to me with a work colleague who who was very sick. And she got sicker during the pandemic. And um, yeah, one day I was called and said everyone knew that we were close friends at work. And one day they called a friend, a fellow friend, colleague called and said, um, "Our friend is very sick. You might want to call." And I called but couldn't get her. Got a family member, her family member, and the next day she was gone. So, not that I'm ill, not that I am, you know, have any underlying conditions, but I have a lot of life to live, and it. I don't believe that my life to live means that I need to retire at 67. The institutional demand to get, you know, that Social Security benefit. I believe that I need to start living whenever I choose outside of work, that traditional work life, that harmonious work life, that life that I am now creating. So I wanted to share the fact that to many people who have asked or wondered or, who may want to know this lifestyle and many other people's lifestyle who are creative people, artists, business people, everyone creates. Everyone is a creator, especially women. We create, humanity. We're part of that. So we can do it on our own and sustain ourselves. And I'm gonna say, yeah, it's a little scary taking the leap, but there have been so many things that I've transitioned into, from a student to a worker, from a single person to a married person, from a married person to a single person, a divorced, woman. All of these things were changes that transformed me. Each of those things was a little scary. We've all been through some really trying times. People who were ill, who are now healed. During that process of healing, that was scary. People who have lost loved ones, it changes you. It changes you emotionally. Grief is a process, and grieving actually really doesn't go away. It just turns into something else. So, living a new lifestyle, a creative lifestyle, a new work life is something that I find very rewarding. I promote it and encourage it. If you're interested in a clarity call with me to think about how it could be planned, you can go to my website at wellsideretreats.care. That's wellsideretreats.care. I'll also put it in the description box. Schedule a call with me, and we can talk about the planning of it and how you could do it. Also put other resources in the box for YouTube videos that I think are very helpful. Um, and please know that anything you set your mind to, you can do, including quitting your job, quitting the commute, um, creating a sustainable, creative work life for yourself. I'm not ready to retire from working or building or creating. I am excited that I no longer work for anyone except for myself. I'm investing in myself, and no one else is necessarily investing in me, meaning no one gives me a paycheck based on the number of hours that I work or you know, or the time that I work or the clients that are billed or, you know, some quota that needs to be made for them. So I get to work on my own merit and skill set. And that gives me a lot of pride. I'm investing in myself, my knowledge, and all the abundance that I have within me. And I want to encourage you to give it some thought. Think about it. Pull out that journal and write it down. It will help you. So that's all I need to say about that. I hope that you've gotten something out of it. Um, and go to my website not only to get a schedule a clarity call, but also to sign up for my email list. My blog posts come out at least twice a month. I don't bombard you with them because I don't write that much right now, but I will be in the next few months. Um, Come out and check out some of my other videos on YouTube, my channel. And if you get around to it, buy me a coffee. I love coffee and tea. I'll put a link in my description here to buy me a coffee. Uh, because when you buy me a coffee, you actually end up helping someone else or yourself with wellness. So I hope to talk with you the next few days. Watch some more of my videos. I appreciate your support and try to think about living a creative work life for yourself. All right, bye. Have a great day.